I want to first ask you about just your overall experience at Oregon. You're a hometown kid. You grew up in Eugene. You stay home. You go to the Ducks. And now, as you get ready for this next chapter in your life, you're going to go down as one of the best Oregon players to ever play. And you're projected to be a top pick in this week's draft. Just describe the experience you had in Oregon and how it's got you ready for this next chapter.
Yeah, it was a great experience. And growing up in Eugene, playing for the Ducks was something I always wanted to do. And when I got there, unfortunately, we went 4-8 my freshman year, and it was tough. Lost a couple coaches, some players, but we battled through. And to go 12-2 this past year and win a Rose Bowl was pretty special. And been really looking forward to this week. I'm really excited, and I've done everything I could to be the best I can be. So whatever happens, and we'll cross that bridge when it comes.
Yeah, you mentioned, you lost, you dealt with multiple coaches. Mario Cristobal, for me, is someone that I think really changed the way people viewed your football team at Oregon, just the culture, the attitude that he brought. I mean, when you just talk to him, you're just like, that this guy's going to turn this program around. What, if any, what was the most important advice he gave you during your time there, and the most important advice he's given you as you get ready to be an NFL player?
A lot. He's been such a great man on and off the field, and he's very tough, very no nonsense, and that's exactly what we needed. He's not afraid to jump on anyone, and he was what's best for the program, and we got after it in the weight room and in the classroom, and that was a big emphasis of his. And everything he's done has been for the team, and he gives us everything he's got. So I've really enjoyed playing for him.
All right, so to say this draft process is probably been, I'm thinking about when I got drafted, and it was normal. You got to travel to the teams, and you had a pro day and all of these things. And for you guys, it's just a very unique time. So I know this is the draft week, and you're pretty much probably done with most of your interviews and the workouts as you get ready just to really enjoy what's going to happen this week. But just take me through what a typical day has been like when you were working out, because we're all quarantined. How were you able to stay in shape? Where did you work out? All those types of things.
Yeah, so thankfully I've got two brothers who played receiver, so I've kind of dragged them along with me. And every day of the week we'd go throw. There's this big park by my house, so we'd walk up there and we'd go throw up there. And then we were actually sent some weightlifting gear, so we've got quite the weight room in our backyard. So we've been lifting back there, and we'll go run up at the park too. So they're pretty busy, but I'm thankful for my two brothers because I really needed them.
Were they running routes, or were they stationary?
A little bit of both. I kind of felt bad making them run a whole bunch, so I'd have them stand up and post up for a little bit.
Oh man, it's just incredible to think, all of what you guys are going through, all the draft prospects this year. It's just, I just can't imagine not being able to have access to, your bunch of your receivers you're throwing to and all that. Yeah. But, sounds like you made the most of it. I think one of the things about the draft process, and personally, I remember for me, they want to ignore, the accomplishments, so to speak, all the positive attributes. Like, we know you have a great arm and this and that, but they really criticize some of the faults and stuff. And they really want to pick you apart. And again, to their defense, these teams are going to invest a lot of money, especially the quarterback position. And so, when we read about you and you hear some of the things, I think one of the things is, Oregon, the system, it's not an NFL system. How is this going to translate to the next level? And then another thing you hear is, your leadership ability. Some people say, can he lead an NFL franchise? And I personally, obviously, I know you can. I think you can. So to those two things, I would ask you, how did Oregon, the offense, the coaching staff, get you prepared for the next level? And then second, what do you want to say to all those people that maybe question your leadership on the football field?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say with Coach Arroyo, our offensive coordinator, everything we did in the quarterback room was kind of geared toward knowing the game and knowing everything about the defense and the offense. And going into these meetings with some of these coaches, I felt really prepared. Having the background that I did, I knew all about these coverages, these fronts. And Coach Arroyo did a great job with the quarterbacks teaching us about that. And then in terms of noise and stuff like that, you got to know when to block it out and when to learn from it. And I've done a really good job of kind of staying away from that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've kind of filtered out what's important and what's not, and listening to the people that I know are really important and they know what they're talking about. And
right.
You hear so much, and you just got to know when to listen and when not to.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're absolutely right. I think the most important thing, and really the best advice that I got, and the best advice that I could give, is always just control what you can control. Everybody's going to have something to say about you, whether you're winning Super Bowls or not. There's always going to be something. So if you just kind of, you have those blinders on, and know who's important in your circle, and those people have your back. And but yeah, man, I can't wait. I think you've answered those things already on the field, but I know you will at the next level. What your praise for your arm strength and your physical ability. I remember I was at the Rose Bowl game, and I think I saw you at the Pac-12 Media Day from a distance. I was like, I couldn't get over how big you are. You're just tall, and you're just this big physical dude. What has been some of the things you've worked on, given I know there's been limitations during this process, but what are some of those things you've worked on to get ready for the next level? Maybe it's footwork, maybe it's more classroom work with coaches via, social media, whatever it is. So what are some of the things you've worked on?
Footwork was huge. I've never taken a snap from under center, so kind of going through that these past few months, I've had to really learn how to kind of take a snap from under center. And I think mechanics is another thing. Sometimes when I throw the ball, my left shoulder kind of flies open, and balls kind of tend to die or fade away on me. So keeping that thing tight and kind of working on that wiggle, throwing the ball has been huge for me.
Nice. This draft class is, to me, it's deep. It's really interesting. It's unique. There's so many different types of quarterbacks, from Joe Burrow to yourself to Tua. And you go Jalen Hurts, and the list goes on and on. A lot of talent, obviously. I'm sure some of these guys extremely well. What separates you from those types of guys? I know everyone is different and everyone is unique in their own skill set, but what makes you different from those types of players?
Yeah, it's a good question. I do know a lot of those guys really well, and especially spending some time at the combine with them, and they're all great guys, and really looking forward to where they're going. But in terms of comparing myself, I haven't spent too much time watching, especially how busy we are during the regular season. We haven't gotten a whole lot of time to watch them and really study them. So I don't know if I could give you a direct answer on what separates me. I would say that, I feel really comfortable with my arm and my athletic ability. But these are things that I'm sure those guys are very good at as well. And I've been really enjoying watching those guys play as well.
What so when I think I remember, and you may have been asked this question, but I got asked this, is why should a team pick you as their franchise quarterback? What makes you different, I guess? So I'll ask you that, and maybe you've answered this in this process, but what is this NFL team that drafts you this week? What are they getting in Justin Herbert?
An extremely hard worker. I'm going to do everything I can to be the best I can be. And I want to win, and I want to be a part of a program that wants to win. And I'm going to do everything I can to do that. And I'm going to pride myself on preparation. I'm going to do everything I can to put the team in a position to win. And I think I'm a little more athletic than everyone gives me credit for. And I think I can throw the ball around a little bit too.
Yeah, no, I think you can. All right. So draft day coming up this week. This is a big week, man. It's an exciting time for you. I know right now you're at your family's home in Eugene. So, come this week, who you're going to be with on draft day? First person you're going to call? Kind of take us through that day and how excited you are.
Yeah, I think with everything that's been going on, all the regulations, I think it'll just be my family and I. I think some of my grandparents are in town in Eugene, but kind of just out of respect, we'll probably limit it to pretty small amounts, just to be safe and cautious about the whole virus thing.
Right.
But definitely my friends. I'll call some of my friends that aren't able to be there, and some of my high school, college teammates. I'll definitely give them a call.
What I remember when my name got called, I was fortunate to be in New York for draft day with my family and my brother, and that was a unique experience. And part of me always kind of thinks back and just says, I kind of wish I was home, a different time, and I probably would have had more people, but kind of wish I was home with my family, just more relaxing and really enjoying that time. So what do you think? It's going to be an emotional day for you, for your family. This is a big deal. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. What do you think your emotions will be like when you hear your name called?
I'll be thrilled. I've waited for this for so long, and I've been so excited about it. And when that happens, I'm going to be so excited. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. So want to get football immediately, and probably just try and get the offense down and do everything I can to get started as quickly as I can.
All right, before we let you get back to your family, Justin, you have any questions for me? This is something that I went through a long time ago, and if I can give you any advice.
I do, actually. I would ask you, what was the biggest transition from playing in college to going to the NFL?
Yeah, for me, the biggest transition, it was two things. It was one, I think, adjusting to the speed of the game, because for unlike you, I didn't have a great arm. For me, it was mentally, I was pretty sharp, and I had a good enough arm, but it was like adjusting to the speed of the game. The windows are a lot closer, smaller, the anticipation. So adjusting the physical part was a challenge for me. And then, when I look back, and I've been open and honest about that, is just really learning how to be a pro is different. I came from USC. I came from a different college experience than you, or really a lot of other people at that time. And I think I got caught up in some of the stuff that wasn't always football. And I love football, always prepared, and I loved it, but learning how to be a pro. So I think, to answer a question, the day you get drafted and when you step into that facility with your new team, just be a sponge, right? Learn everything. And, you're going to have to earn the respect of your teammates, no matter if you're the number 1 pick or the 5th round pick. But be a sponge, ask questions, learn everything. The veterans on the team, whether it's a quarterback or anybody else, and just soak it all up. And that's something I try to do. I had Kurt Warner, who's a Hall of Famer, and it was just different. I probably didn't do as much as I should have. So I think that's the biggest thing. Be a sponge, man. Learn, and you'll be fine. All right, man. I appreciate you coming on, dude. And again, I just want to say it was a pleasure to cover you the last couple of years, to see you really grow as a football player and as a young man. I think whatever team drafts you, they're getting just a great overall person. And I can't wait to see who takes you this week. And best of luck. Stay safe, man. And good luck out there.
Thank you. It means a lot to me. Thanks for having me.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Take care.
For the best NFL coverage anywhere on the internet, follow NFL on Fox, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.